So we're here to talk some about conservation easements and their monitoring and their value to the town of Brunswick. And so, first of all, it would be useful to talk about what an easement is. An easement really is a set of restrictions on what is usually private property. And the easement is held by an entity, a land trust or a town that's interested in the protection and preservation of that land. So the town holds a number of easements, and yet the town does not own the land on which an easement is held. It only controls the use of that land. The state mandates that we inspect the easements that we hold every 3 years, and so that's one of the things that Ashley might describe, since she's just been out on an easement walk.
During these easement inspections, we're checking to make sure that the land is in fact being conserved and no egregious violations like waste dumping, logging, building are being done on that land. We also look to make sure that the borders of the easement are marked by blue and white easement medallions or flagging to delineate the boundaries.
And one of the great developments recently, and we attribute this both to Ashley and to Jess Hanscom, has been the advent of using GIS technology to track the border and boundaries of an easement. I remember in some of the early easement walking that I did, we had to look for pins in the ground left by surveyors, and some of the times those were either covered over or they had decayed, and we had difficulty at times delineating the easement boundaries. But now with the GIS monitoring program, we seem to be getting much more precise about it, and so we know both where we are and we know what we're looking at, thanks to Jess and Ashley's work. One of the things that you might be interested in is how many easements or how much land is in easement in the town of Brunswick or under the control of the town of Brunswick. And Ashley, how much do we have?
Just over 800 acres, I believe.
Okay. And that's a significant chunk of land that is held and will be held in perpetuity, because an easement is not something that goes away when the land is sold. The easement travels with the deed. And so unless you actually petition the state to extinguish an easement, it will go on and on and on, so the space will be protected over that time. Monitoring easements and walking easements is one way to gain entry to the work of the Brunswick Conservation Commission, but our primary mission is to promote land conservation and much of the attendant work that goes with that. So we're interested in the lands of Brunswick, and we're interested in being out on those lands and making them accessible to the citizens of Brunswick.
We also provide ecological education and attempt to help people in the local community understand the impact between their actions and the environment at large.
And that work really serves both the people of town who need open space and need to be out in the natural world, and it also serves the animals and the critters that live in that landscape. And we see those constituencies as equal constituencies. We're trying to serve both people and animals and the natural world. And that seems to be at the heart of our work.
And throughout that as well, it also provides us with ample opportunity to work and coordinate with other local organizations such as Cumberland County Soil and Water District, Bowdoin College, a number of other organizations that are also interested in the type of work that this committee does.
So why do we do this? We do it for those reasons, and we also do it because it gives us a chance to be out. And so when you were watching the easement monitoring, you may have noted some of the beauty of simply walking in woodlands and knowing that you're serving those woodlands and serving the people who surround them, but also simply being there. And that's one of the incentives, and perhaps that's the payment that we get for this volunteer work.